Selle Italia have just launched this, the brand new SLR, their top tier performance road saddle. In this video, I'm going to tell you what's new, why it's new, and how they've made the 3D carbon version one of the lightest in the world. So this latest saddle is the fourth generation of the SLR, a model which launched back in 1999 and has been a firm favourite with racers. The latest version is said to be lighter, smaller, and more refined than its predecessor. Now, the changes that have been made here are to really take advantage of the latest technology, construction processes, and bike fit data. Now, combined in with the launch of this latest saddle, Selle Italia have simplified the naming of their range. And as such, at the time of launch, there are 3 different models available, with more to follow later in the year. First one you have is this, the 3D carbon. You have a 3D printed top cover, carbon fiber rails, and then there's also the 3D Elite, using the exact same 3D printed cover, but underneath you've got lightweight tubular rails. These 2 models of saddles are available in the S3 and L3 sizing. And then there's also another version, the carbon, which, you guessed it, has got carbon fiber rails, but up top this time you've got a handmade traditional padded foam cover. That saddle is available in 4 different sizes, the S3 and L3, the same as the other 2 saddles, but also the S1 and L1, which forgoes that large central cutout. The different models of saddle that are available are said to give the same level of support and comfort, but at different weights and price points, to hopefully mean there's an SLR available for every different budget. Now, while the design has been refined, Selle Italia say it sticks true to its original ethos, and this is more of a refinement than a total overhaul. So let's talk about what's new, and we're going to start with the saddle rails. So the shape and positioning is what has really changed here, and the saddle rails now mount the saddle base much further back. This design allows the angle of this rear section to be opened up and allows the saddle rails to be more compliant, helping to improve comfort. Now, as has become standard across lots of different saddle models, the carbon fiber rails are oval, 7x9, and the metal rails are round and just 35 grams heavier than the carbon fiber ones. Now, the changes to the shape and base of this saddle are now shorter overall. So it's 6mm shorter than the previous version, 2.6mm shorter up front, and then 3.4mm shorter at the rear. And then this rear section has also got a more aggressive cutout that's more angular and aggressive looking. In terms of the stack height of the saddle, well, there's some changes here as well, and it now sits 4mm lower than the previous version. The BRP, however, remains in exactly the same place. Now, if you don't actually speak bike fitting nerd, BRP stands for the biomechanical reference point, and it's the point which you use to really dial in your position. The changes to the reduction in length of this saddle are also said to still meet the UCI's requirements. So the changes to the overall shape here have really come from Selle Italia's learnings, having conducted over 100,000 different bike fits using their ID match system, which has recently also started to include pressure mapping too. Now, as a result of this, almost all of the unnecessary areas on this saddle have either been completely removed or slimmed down to make sure that the only bits that are remaining here are the bits that you actually sit on. So that is the base and the rails kind of covered here, but what I'm most excited about with this saddle is the 3D printed top cover, because this represents the latest technology which is used in saddle design. Now, I first actually visited Selle Italia a number of years ago when they first started using this technology at their HQ in Italy, and it was absolutely fascinating to see. But this latest saddle uses a totally new design. This is helping to reduce the weight by refining the internal structure of all of the different sections. You also have a new design on the top, but also the reduction in weight partly comes due to the fact that there is simply less of the material used. Now, this latest version of the SLR shaves 29 grams off of the previous model. Now, that might not sound like much to you, but when your starting point was 166 grams, it's all of these little details that really matter. So this latest saddle in the S3 size, which is the narrowest one, weighs in at just 137 grams, and it's this one which Selle Italia say is the lightest 3D printed saddle on the market. Now combined in with that, as I mentioned, we've got this real change to the design on the external element of the 3D printed cover. We've got this real open design, which gradually transitions to a more filled-in design towards the back of the saddle. And I actually think this looks really cool. And if you compare that to the previous version, which is this saddle, we can see just how much difference there is between these top covers and the overall shapes. But who is this saddle actually for? Well, Selle Italia say it's designed as a performance road saddle, but that doesn't exclusively limit its use to people who are riding on the road only or racing, because as always, saddle choice and how you use it is going to be a lot down to personal preference. Now, as I mentioned at the start of this video, there are lots of different options of saddle to choose from, but also more to come. You're going to have additional options not only at the higher price point, but also at the lower price point as well. Plenty of different sizes and options to choose from, which hopefully means there should be an SLR saddle suitable for everyone. So there you go, that is the updates and changes to the new 4th generation SLR covered. But I am keen to hear your thoughts on this, so please do get involved in the comments section down below and let me know if you have used a saddle with a 3D printed cover on, or if you're interested in trying one out. And as always, if you want to see more interesting bike tech related videos, well, subscribe to GCNTech and turn on your notifications. Right, I'm out of here. See ya.